Right. Even the so-called Coastal Highway, I was the first person to talk about it in 2018 when I visited Badagry for a town hall meeting. But mine was supposed to start from Badagry to Calabar and eventually to go from there to Senegal, because I believe in the unity of the African continent.
So you support that coastal highway?
Well, I don't support the one they are building now. because
But you support the one that you want
yes,
to build?
because the one they are building now is the Atlantic outlet.
Right.
Yes, and I would predict here today, the Coastal Highway they are building is probably going to end up at the Dangote refinery, because it's meant for transporting high-level workers from the Atlantic to the refinery and back. After that, you would never hear about the Coastal Highway again, because that's the design. And I don't know why journalists haven't asked for us to have the real full master plan. It makes it sound today that the Coastal Highway is only about, what's that place they're demolishing there?
The landmark.
The landmark.
Yeah.
No. The Coastal Highway, we're supposed to have a model that is shown to us on TV every day. This is the digital model.
Well, in fairness, they've shown a route.
The route is
route
not, I'm
is
talking about a model on where we
right.
pass, But now we only have, they said they're only doing 47 kilometers. Now don't forget that the people who are building the Coastal Highway, the high-tech people, also had promised to build highways from Lagos to Ekpe, and they've been doing it for probably 20 years since Tinubu came to power. Never got past the state. That's why I'm saying this is a 47-kilometer highway meant to just provide an outlet for the Bundungu they're building called the Atlantic. Because how was it that people were going to come in there and bring 300,000 people and there's no any other outlet? So the Coastal Highway now is going to be built by Nigeria for a private investor, real estate investor. That's what it is about. So this is not the Coastal Highway that I wanted to build.
Well, we'll have to see what happens there. Yeah. But we're almost out of time, and it's an absolute delight to have you here. But you called for revolution now.
Yes.
That was one of the reasons you were charged with treason.
That's right.
But should it be about revolution or about reform? I mean, there's a difference there, isn't there?
Why I was calling for revolution is that I spent 2 years at Columbia University in New York, an Ivy League school.
That's a very good school.
Yes,
yeah. One
of the best 10 in the U.S.
Yeah.
And most people have never heard this about me before. And part of the reason I attended Columbia University was because they were calling me layabout at the University of Lagos because I was an activist. And I went to one of the best schools in the world. And I know what reforms are about, from the World Bank, from the internet. And Nigeria's case has gone beyond reform. Only a revolution can address the issue. But guess what? The revolution used to be a taboo word in 2019 when I was using it. Now it's freely used. Everybody is calling for a revolution, including those who were opposed to it in 2019. It's beyond me, but I would say this because it's important for the public, that revolutions that are supposed to happen will happen no matter how long it will take. You can only suppress people only for a time. But the Nigerian revolution is building up. What builds up a revolution are the ingredients you have in place. And suppress of ethnic groups, suppress of free speech, journalists, taxation without responsibility, And I wanted to say about landmark that I was aware that they're not demolishing landmark just because they want to build a road. They had been targeting the landmark guy even before now. They refused to let him have a water corporation land that he wanted to build part of, because they said, we are too powerful here. These are things that have been going on for a long time. So it is not by accident that they are demolishing the place. There are connotations to it. And I'm saying it publicly here.
Right.
Yes.
So basically, broadly speaking, we're out of time, but just very briefly.
Broadly speaking,
the approaching storm is still approaching.
Oh yes, it's just a matter of time. And it's going to happen whether I lead it or not. It's just a matter of time. It's a ticking bomb because you cannot hold people to ransom for this long and you will not be suffering consequences for it. It's going to blow up in their faces. It's a matter of time. You heard it from me, and you can arrest me after I said it, but that would not stop the revolution.
Hopefully not. Mr. Sowore, very, very delighted to have you here.
Thank you.
Omoyele Sowore is a human rights activist, journalist, founder of the US-based news website Sahara Reporters, and former presidential candidate. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you for having me.